I want to wish everyone a happy new year. 2022 is upon us, and I want to wish everyone a healthy life and all the best of luck on your finds. And just to have fun, right? That's what this hobby is about, right? I want to have fun. Sometimes it's really boring out there when you're not really getting much for the day, but happens to all of us. Happens to me a lot, actually. But I had a great thing happen to me last year, you know, and I'm gonna be honest. I got to see a person dig up a $3,000 gold ring. Jim found the ring in the top lot. That was the highlight of my year, right? It wasn't all the gold rings and all the jewelry that we found with our deuses. It was that moment when Jim found that gold ring. That was pretty epic. That was pretty epic, right? He thought he had a junker ring, once in a lifetime find a gold ring like that. I don't know if you guys had seen that video, but I call that ring the ring because you only find one of those, maybe one of those in a lifetime, right? In 2021, I published 1,732 videos. Last July, I had a goal to publish 1,500 videos for 2022, and I think I can do that. I think that's a good goal. I'll probably get more than that this coming year, or this year, 2022. But I want to say, my favorite times of last year was hunting with the best friend I've ever had, Jim, Jewer Jim, right? He's a legend. 40 years, over 40 years he's been detecting. And I just want to say, man, if you can hunt with other people and have as many hours of hunting with other people, do it, man. I hunted with Jim for over 1,500 hours last year. Myself, I hunted probably for over 2,200 hours. But, it's hunting with other people, having fun. And that's really what we're out in this hobby to do, is have some fun. And the Deus, it was a learning experience with me, with the Deus, right? The Deus is a very complex machine. Don't get me wrong here, I have a lot of hours on the Deus, this last year. I've had the Deus for just a little bit over a year. And I watched a lot of videos on the Deus before I got the Deus. I've been watching Deus videos for years and years and years. I watched Metal Detecting 24 and I really wanted to get a Deus, but I was comfortable with the machines that I had, but it always intrigued me, how fast he would swing and how aggressive he was at digging. And I really had the same dig style as he does, really aggressive and getting out as many targets as you can, digging a lot of iffy tones, It's like, oh, that's junk, but you know what? I still dig them out. I even call it, that sounds junky. Well, dig it out, see what it is. You never know what you're going to dig out. I want to say thank you to all the comments too. I read all of my comments. There's a reason why I have all my comments not disabled, because I want to learn. I want to learn as much as I can about metal detecting, right? You can learn a lot from inexperienced or novice or experienced people, Don't become complacent on your knowledge, right? I'm always willing to do something new or learn something new from a person who doesn't know much about the hobby. And that happens a lot. I learn something new from a person who doesn't know much about the hobby, right? Don't get complacent, and don't think you know it all on a certain detector or know all about the hobby, because there's just no way you can, right? And I just want to say that last year, my favorite find last year was probably that iPad that I found in the top lot. And the next day I took that iPad over to a school that's 60 miles away, and they were really happy about me returning that iPad. Some family had to pay for that laptop, and they probably got refunded because they had that I returned that laptop. That was my favorite find. You know, my favorite find is something that I wasn't really able to keep, you know, but I did find some cool stuff last year. I'm not going to show you all my finds because they're just so much. It's pretty much all junk, right? A lot of coins, a lot of jewelry, a lot of rings. I got a lot of gold rings last year because the Deus, right? It's so lightweight, and the the target separation on the Deus is par none, right? Par none. Lightweight, very durable, and I can change frequencies in the Deus. You know, I struggled quite a bit at first with the Deus, learning the tones. It's complex. It's a complex machine. And if you have any thoughts about getting a Deus or a Deus 2, you know, just watch a lot of videos and learn about it first, because it's very frustrating at first. If you try to use the Deus in a 3, 4, 5 tone operation, you know, it doesn't really set itself apart in 2, 3, 4, 5 tone from any other machines, right? It really doesn't. What sets the Deus apart is the full tones and the pitch tones, and those are the hardest to learn, right? Out of any machine I've ever used, those two tonal options on the machine are very, very complex. I have a lot of hours on the Deus, so I know what I'm talking about, right? So, you know, if you are planning on getting a Deus, just watch a lot of videos. Hopefully you can get a better understanding of what you're about ready to get into. You know, if you're running a 2, 3, or 4, 5 tone machine, or a 20 tone or a 50 tone machine, the Deus is completely different from any understanding of what you have on any other metal detector. If you run it in full tones or pitch tones, right? You really have to dial it in. You know, I do use the stock hot program a lot, but I have to dial it in, and I have to ground balance. You know, the ground balance is different on different frequencies. So when you change frequencies, you really got to know what it's going to do when you have to ground balance. You know, in top lots, that's really not necessary because there's not really ground there. But I have hot soil, so you know. But I just want to say thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing, and thank you for commenting on my channel. And you know, I'm going to keep the same format, live dig videos when I get the Deus 2 and the Nocta Legend. I'm going to be comparing them a lot. You know, even if another manufacturer comes out with a new machine, I'm not going to go with it, right? I got to stay concentrated on what I'm going to be getting here very shortly. You know, 2 machines that are going to be pretty amazing, right? Nocta Legend's probably going to be a while before it comes out. You know, they're struggling a little bit getting it out the doors, but you know, it's going to be an awesome machine. The longer we wait, the better they can test it and really get it down to a finalized version. And just have a little bit more patience with it. Nocta Legend, I think it's going to be something amazing. But the Deus 2 is probably going to knock my socks off, right? Have some patience with me also with my videos. I might not really publish a lot of videos with it at first because I'm still learning it. I don't want you guys to go through that boring, frustrating scenes of me trying to dial a machine in. But I pretty much know the Deus 1 already, so I'm ahead of the curve already, right? I have, you know, probably 15 or 16, maybe 1,800 hours on the Deus, probably more than that, a lot more than that. But the Nocta Legend is going to be well worth the wait. I just want to tell you guys that, right? Don't get impatient and try to go to the Deus, because if you are used to a 2, 3, 4, 5 tone machine, the Deus is going to be a humongous struggle for you, right? But if you have been watching my videos on the Deus, you know full tone's pretty good. Full tones has been working for me this last year. You know, I started out the first few months trying to really get it to perform like my other machines, like in 2, 3, or 4, or 5 tone, and just a lot of struggles with the tones. You know, really getting a really comfortable setting for me. And I just found out that the hop program, just go from there, just dial it in from there, right? I can go deep. I can go 6 or 7 inches deep with that machine. I don't want to be digging super deep anyway. You know, I'm digging in parks and schools and curb strips and whatnot. Somebody else can get those deeper targets. They can dig all the nails out they want. All right. Well, thank you for watching. Please subscribe.